Do not move to Florida. If you can't handle these 5 things, let's go. I'm Palm Beaches Paul, your local realtor and guide to the Palm Beaches, and welcome back to my channel. Now, most of my videos talk about how amazing it is to live here in Palm Beach County, and I like it. I've been here 28 years, and it is a beautiful place to live, and I really enjoy the state of Florida. But there are some valid reasons why you might not want to move to Florida, and today we're going to talk about them. All right, so let's get started. Now, the items that I'm going to talk to you about today are just some reasons that I think you might not want to live here, because I sometimes questioned myself when I moved here 28 years ago, but I stayed and I deal with them. Some of them, though, literally they drive me crazy every year. Okay, let's talk about the most obvious one, the heat. The heat in Florida sucks. It is hot in the summertime. Now look, we have our good times in Florida from like January, maybe late January, through about early May. During that part of the year, the weather is absolutely beautiful. That's when you see me out bike riding and we go to the beach and it's like, oh, Florida's a paradise, because there's no humidity and we have nice temperatures in the like 70s and the 80s. We get a couple days where it gets a little cold for us Floridians. You know, we got to put on a sweater or whatever. But for the most part, it's flip-flops, shorts, and maybe a long sleeve shirt in the morning or the evening or a jacket. But it's nice, cool weather and there's no humidity. Oh man. But when summer hits, when that May summer hits and really June, it just goes downhill, and it goes downhill fast. The humidity just comes in like a freight train. I mean, it's just every single day. Humid weather. You can take a nice cool shower, you walk out to your car, you feel like you're wet all over again. Just sticky nastiness, okay? Average temperatures, the 90s. Like 90 degrees in June, 91 in July. August is like almost the hottest. It gets like 90, 95. I think the temperature the other day said that it felt like it was 102 degrees outside. Now look, you can go swim in your pool, although some of those pools literally feel like a bathtub, a warm bathtub, because it's just so hot. You can sit in your AC and run it all day, which most of us do, thank God for that. But it just sucks. It's really hot, and if you're not used to that kind of heat, it can be really oppressive. You may not want to live in Florida. I've literally had people tell me, I can't believe I moved here. I want to leave. It's just so hot.
Never got this hot in Brooklyn. It's like Africa hot. Tarzan couldn't take this kind of hot.
And it's not just a few months like, you know, oh, it's just summer. No, it's what? June, July, August, September, October. I've taken my son's Halloween costume from him because he couldn't stand wearing it anymore during the summer months, or during October. It was that hot outside. So then you got still November. On Christmas, I've been in shorts at the beach. So it does not start really cooling off until after the first of the year, and then the good weather comes. So in short, my advice to you is, if you're coming to Florida, be prepared to deal with the heat. Drink lots of water in the summer, wear light clothes like this, light, loose fitting, and or just stay in the AC as much as you possibly can, because that's really the only break you're going to get from this heat. All right, let's go to the next one. Now, Florida has some really beautiful nature, palm trees, and we got manatees, and it's just paradise. Except we also have palmetto bugs, cockroaches that fly, love bugs that will ruin your paint job, mosquitoes by the thousands, no-see-ums, yeah, no-see-ums, as you can't see them, but trust me, you can feel them. Living in the tropics brings all kinds of critters that you really don't want around you. And in that hot summer, when it's wet and humid, all that rain brings all the lovely mosquitoes. Man, if you don't have a screened-in patio, don't even go outside at dusk or dawn, because you're just food. You're just like, hey, come suck my blood. Literally, I mean, I walk the dogs, I'm in and out in the morning because it's that bad. So flying cockroaches, yeah, that's nice. That's, ugh, right? Who wants to see those? No-see-ums are usually in the mangroves. So when you're boating, if you're anywhere where there's like the mangroves and they're near the salt water, they have these little bugs called noseums. And they're really tiny, and that's why they call them noseums, although you can't see them. But trust me, when they bite you, you will feel it, and it's usually a day or two later, and it is an itch 10 times worse than a mosquito bite. And then there's the lovely love bugs. Yeah, the devil bug. These little boogers will completely cover your car from headlight to tail light. And when you're driving through them, usually coming from somewhere like Central Florida and coming down, and it's usually love bug season, which I think is probably in the springtime, you'll know it, because your car will be completely covered. Oh, and forget using your windshield to wipe them off. That just smears them all over the place. It makes it almost impossible to see out your window. So my advice is, as soon as you get to your destination, get a hose and wash them off, because if you leave them on your paint, they'll actually ruin it. And as far as the mosquitoes, if you are going to go out early morning or in the evening, maybe you're going for a walk, wear a long sleeve shirt, a light long sleeve shirt, so you don't sweat to death, but wear something or use some bug spray, because the mosquitoes are really, really bad. So, all right, well, are you loving Florida yet? Heat, flying cockroaches, what next? The third one, you can pretty much avoid this if you're smart. But for some unfortunate folks, they just couldn't avoid it. And that is lightning. Yeah, Florida is known as the lightning capital of the United States and quite possibly the world. We have so much lightning here that happens during the summer storms that it really can be deadly. And unfortunately, not every year, but they've said that on an average there's 6 to 7 people who get struck by lightning a year in Florida, and unfortunately some of them die. So you can be outside on a really nice day, and then the weather starts to change, and you'll see the clouds rolling in, and you'll hear the rumbling of the storms, and then before you know it, the lightning is there. Happened to me just the other day. I was taking my dog for a bike ride, and I was like, okay, it doesn't look too bad. We went for a short bike ride, and then the lightning really just started cracking, and I mean loud, not just little lightning, but like the kind that will scare you. And I knew we had to get back in quickly, because here I am on a bike, elevated, right, walking around, big metal object, and I'm with my dog, and the lightning, could hit you, because it does. It kills people. So you want to avoid going outside 30 minutes after the last lightning strike. That's what they'll tell us. Not everyone listens. Most people don't. They resume their activities when they think it's over, and that's when, unfortunately, they get struck by lightning. And it's crazy, because some of our thunderstorms in the summer are what some people would consider a mini hurricane. I mean, winds gusting up to like 60, 70 miles an hour, just torrential downpour, and the lightning. Man, the lightning is just insane. It's cool to watch, but from inside, definitely not outside. So, yeah, lightning is one of those things that you really have to watch out for, especially if you're out on the water. Man, make sure you pay attention to the weather so you can get in, because I've been on a boat coming back in from a storm, and that sucked. I mean, grown men, pretty frightened from what could possibly hit the boat. So, yeah, lightning's one of the things you don't want to joke about here in the state of Florida. All right, we got 2 more. But you know what is a good thing about Florida? This YouTube channel, and I appreciate you for watching it, and I'd really love it if you would subscribe if you haven't, and give me a big thumbs up, because YouTube likes that, and I want YouTube to like me, and it kind of helps promote my videos to other people who are thinking about moving to Florida, or maybe not moving to Florida. Wink, wink. By the way, for those of you who watch my videos on a regular basis, I have a new link down below which allows you to buy me a beer or a coffee, whichever you want. I like both. So if you want to support me and have me keep making these videos and providing good content about moving here to South Florida, then that's one way you could support me, or just keep watching the videos. Either way, I appreciate it. And also, leave a comment down below and tell me if you wouldn't move to Florida for some of these reasons. All right, so you're probably thinking by now, man, Paul, do I really want to move to Florida? I mean, everything's trying to kill me. The sun, the lightning, the bugs. Well, this next one won't try to kill you, but it will kill your bank account, and that is insurance. All right, so insurance in Florida, it sucks. It's expensive. So let's talk about car insurance. Car insurance in the state of Florida is ranked 3rd in the nation as the highest. So the first goes to Michigan. I don't know who the second is, but we're the 3rd highest in the United States for car insurance. So if you drive and you're moving to the state of Florida, be prepared for a hike in your car insurance. But also, your home needs insurance. And that one's real fun in the state of Florida. Yeah, no. The state of Florida has very expensive insurance. Just ask anyone who's tried to buy a house in the past couple of years. And with more and more insurance companies pulling out from writing policies in the state of Florida, it leaves you to only use the state pool, which is Citizens. And that's not the cheapest insurance, trust me. Oh, and since you are considering moving to the state of Florida, let's not forget that we're just barely above sea level, so you're going to need flood insurance, depending on where you live. Now, you don't have to get flood insurance, but if you live in an area that has a high flood zone and you're getting a mortgage, you're probably going to have to get it. And it can be real expensive. How expensive? How about $8,000 a year? Yeah, that's like on the high level for an area that's in a really bad flood zone, but typically my clients have paid anywhere between $350 to $500 a year to have it when they didn't have to, but trust me, it's worth it. You're going to want it because it can cover some other things regarding flood, and you never know when that 100-year flood is going to come. It's better to have it than not have it. Again, that's a discussion for you and your insurance provider. But yeah, flood insurance in the state of Florida, man, it can be real costly. And the way the crazy weather's been going lately and in the news, I would recommend you have it. So flood insurance, very expensive, and like I said, it won't kill you, but it'll kill your bank account. All right, and for the last reason why you might not want to move to Florida, kind of goes with that car insurance and why it's so high, and that is the crappy driving in the state of Florida. I have no freaking idea why people drive so aggressive and like complete morons in this state, but they do. I've lived here for 28 years and it's just always been that way. And it's just getting worse with more and more people moving here. But people really drive like crap in the state of Florida. I mean, I haven't driven across the country much, but I have driven in other states, and I never remember it being as bad and as aggressive as the way people drive here in Florida. And I just don't get it. I mean, you can't be in the far left lane and you see the exit and just cut off 3 or 4 lanes of people to get your exit. Drive down the damn highway and go to the next exit instead of trying to cause a 5-car pileup on the highway. But they don't. They will cut you across the highway just to get to that exit. I see people run red lights on a daily basis. I mean, trust me, if you're at a red light and then it turns green, you better give yourself the 3-second count and make sure some dumbass, sorry for the language, isn't come flying through the intersection, because every day you see it. And that's probably why the car insurance rates are as high as they are, because just people don't know how to drive. I don't know if it's the sun burning their brain. Maybe they got struck by lightning. I don't know. But driving in Florida, it really is. It's not a joke. I mean, it kind of is, because there's memes about it and TikTok jokes about it. But just people don't know how to drive. I don't get what happens when they come to Florida. Maybe they never drove before. They lived somewhere like New York and they took public transportation their whole life. And now they're in Florida and they're driving for the first time. They think, hey, just press the gas as hard as I can. Oh, that's a brake? Do I need that? Oh, and trust me, in those beautiful winter months that I told you about earlier, our paradise weather, where it's so nice, yeah, you can add a couple 100,000 people from all over the country here in South Florida driving, because they want to be here for that weather too. Not to mention all the other tourists that are coming here and renting cars. So yeah, those months from like January to May, the roads and the highways, just a total mess. I had another word, but I'm not going to say it because it's YouTube, but it's a total mess. So, man, I'm just telling you, be prepared when you move to Florida to have a change in how you drive, and be careful. Watch, you look at your blind spot and everything else, and just be careful, because people do not care. It really is. It's sad, but I'm really embarrassed the way that people drive in the state of Florida, because it's just gotten that bad. And I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of comments about this, but hey, if you don't like what I'm saying, you're probably part of the problem, because there are ways to drive, and to drive properly and not cut someone off just because you're late to work or you missed your exit or whatever. Just take the next exit, dude. It isn't going to be that difficult, but they don't. So driving, that is probably one of the biggest things that I hate about living in Florida. And I have to do a lot of it because I'm a realtor. All right, there you go. That's 5 reasons why you may not want to move to the state of Florida. I mean, look, most of this stuff, the heat, you can sit in the AC, the lightning, don't go outside during a thunderstorm, duh. Avoid it. The mosquitoes, you can't really do much about them. Matter of fact, I was just killing one inside while I was shooting this video, and one was inside the house and it kept buzzing around me. But it is what it is. It's not going to change. The heat's always going to be here. The mosquitoes are going to be here. The lightning's going to be here. Unfortunately, the bad driving is going to be here. And the insurance prices are probably always going to be here. But if you can live with those 5 things on a daily basis, year after year, then Florida might just be the place for you. I'm Palm Beaches Paul, your local realtor to the Palm Beaches. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment down below. And as always, when you're in Palm Beaches, get out and enjoy paradise.